Welcome to the Fem Prepper channel, where women come to get information to be more prepared. In this video, I'm going to go over a comprehensive list of items you will want to keep in your first aid kit. Let's get started. Having a first aid kit is one of the most important items you can either have in your home, keep in your car, keep on your person, or just in your emergency kit. It will give you the necessary tools to be able to care for yourself and your family, whether it be an injury or an illness. You will want to have a few first aid kits that you can have stored in different places. The list I will provide in this video are of items that you don't want to continue to use. You want to make sure that you have these items stored away for when you need them, and you're not running around trying to look for them because you've picked from this particular emergency kit to use on a daily basis. Now, once you have this kit completed, then you can buy duplicate items for different first aid kits that you will want to have stored in various places. As you are putting this kit together, you may also want to think about enrolling in some type of first aid classes in order to be more knowledgeable in different first aid treatments and how to use particular items to help with any injuries or illness. Let's start with items you will want to have for an injury. Now, these items will help for cuts, scrapes, or anything where you may be bleeding. The first item are bandages. You will want to have assorted sizes of bandages. You will want to have different types of bandages. You will also want to have assorted sizes of gauze. Now, with these types of coverings, you will want to make sure that you have surgical tape in order to keep the gauze in place. You will also want to have antibiotic ointment. You will want to have an antiseptic spray or wipe. You will also want to have an alcohol prep pad in order to clean any type of instruments you might need to use. You will want to have a triangular bandage. You can also substitute this for a bandana in order to stabilize an arm that might be injured, or maybe you just need a much bigger bandage than a gauze or band-aid can provide. You will also want to keep a cold pack, the ones that you can store and just pop when needed, and it will instantly get cold. That can help with the swelling you may have. You will also want to have an eye patch in case there is some type of injury to your eye. You will also want to have eye wash in order to clean your eye if there's some type of injury to it. You will want to keep some burn gel. You will also want to have an ACE bandage in order to aid in any type of sprains you may have. Or you can use the ACE bandage to help secure a bandage to a wound. You will also want to keep some hydrogen peroxide. Also, make sure that you keep hand soap or hand sanitizer in order to disinfect and clean your hands before you help with any type of injury or wound. Also, keep a pair of nitrile gloves in order to help avoid contamination of the wound. Now, these items will help you to bandage up and clean any type of injury that may have been caused in an emergency or disaster. Next, there are some tools that you will also want to keep in your first aid kit. These tools can help aid in any type of injuries that you might need to take care of. The first tool is a pair of first aid shears. Now, if you need to cut the shirt off of someone in order to get to a chest wound, or if you need to cut bandages, you will want to make sure that you have this tool in your kit. You will also want to have a first aid manual. This information is invaluable to have when you need it. If you are untrained in first aid, at least you will have a manual to be able to help give you the information needed to take care of whatever it is that you need to take care of at that time. You will also want to keep some types of signal devices in case you need first aid and you need to signal for help. Such items would be a signaling mirror, a radio that may have a siren on it in order to alert for help, an air horn. The air horn will make a really loud noise that is unmistakable, which will allow you to be noticed. You will also want to keep a flashlight, considering that your power might be out and you will need to possibly treat yourself or someone during the night. A flashlight can help give you the light needed to be able to properly see the type of treatment that someone will need or yourself will need. You will want to have tweezers in case of a splinter. You will want to have a splint in order to stabilize any injury that you might have. You will want to keep some cotton balls and Q-tips in order for application of medication to any type of injury. You will also want to have a CPR resuscitator. This will help to put a barrier between you and whoever needs to have CPR done. It will make sure that the fluids between yourself and that person does not get cross-contamination. You will want to keep an emergency blanket. This will help if someone is going into shock to keep them warm. You will also want to have a small radio in order to make sure that you are up to date on the news that's going on with any type of disasters or emergencies that's going on in your area. Last but not least, you will want to keep a thermometer. Now, you don't want to use a thermometer that you're going to have to change batteries with. You want just an old school thermometer that you put underneath your tongue to get an accurate temperature. Knowing the accurate temperature can help in the aid that someone might need. The next category you will want to have is medical. You will want to have certain medicines on hand in order to help with any type of illnesses that might happen during a disaster or emergency. Some types of medicines you might want to have are pain medication. You will want to have ibuprofen, such as Advil, Tylenol, or an aspirin. You will want to make sure that you have some type of allergy relief and an antihistamine if an allergic reaction happens. You will want to keep your EpiPen in case of a severe allergic reaction. You will want to keep hydrocortisone in order to aid in any skin conditions that you might have during that time. You will want to make sure you have some stomach relief. If during an emergency or disaster, your diet might change and your body may not like it. So you'll want to make sure that you have medication for diarrhea, for an upset stomach, for nausea, or an antacid. You will also want to make sure that you have throat lozenges and cold and flu medication. And just because sleeping during an emergency or disaster will be necessary, if not vital, but it might be hard to get to sleep, you might want to add some type of a sleep aid where it can help you at least get some type of sleep during that time. Last but not least, make sure you have at least a few days of your prescription medicines. During that time, it might be hard for you to get to the pharmacy if you need to refill your prescription. You will want to make sure you have at least a few days worth in order to allow time for things to settle down. There are also some miscellaneous items that you will want to keep in your emergency kit as well. I will now go over the list of those items you will want to make sure that you have. The first item are your important documents. You will want to make sure that you have a copy of at least your important medical documents in your first aid kit. These items can be copies of your medical cards in order to have the information needed to speak to your provider or hospital. You will also want to have a list of prescription medicines you are on. You will also want to make sure that you put if you are allergic to anything in these documents. You will also want to possibly add your blood type if you know that. The more information you can provide if you are unconscious will give the emergency medical team that's helping you enough information to be able to properly treat you. You will want to have some tissue and paper towels stored in your kit. Sometimes injuries can be a bit messy, and having these items around to be able to properly clean up and sanitize the area will be a great help. You will also want to keep some Aquaphor in your first aid kit or some type of ointment that will help protect your skin. You will also want to keep some potassium iodide tablets, which can help in protecting your thyroid from radiation. You will want to make sure you have a respirator or a bandana or some type of covering for your face. You will also want to have some chem lights or a light stick. This can help to give some type of ambient light, especially for little scared ones. If you have little ones, you will want to make sure that you have some type of little treat in there for them, or some little cheap toy that you can possibly get at the Dollar Tree, or if you go to a party store and get just like some little toys that you would put in party bags for a birthday party. This will really help to ease them if there is any type of injury or illness to them. You will want to keep a dental kit. This will help in case you have a dental emergency during this time. You will also want to have bug spray. In case you have to be out in the elements, you don't want to add any discomfort from bug bites. You will also want to add some electrolytes that you can add to your water. This will help aid in proper hydration from your water. It will help your body to be able to maintain hydration as opposed to just drinking regular water. Last but not least, you will want to make sure that you prepare for any potential risk that can happen in your area. The last category of items you will want to have is for trauma. You will want to make sure you have the proper training to assist in any trauma injuries that you or your family may have. Some items you will want to keep in your kit to treat any trauma injuries are some quick clot in case you have major bleeding. You will want to keep an Israeli bandage in case you need to plug a hole. You will want to keep a tourniquet in order to help aid in stopping the bleeding. And you will want to keep some chest seals in case you have any major chest injuries. In the comments below, let me know any unusual items that you keep in your kit, or possibly items that I may have not mentioned. If you found any value in this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!